Welcome back to One Hot Bite. Melissa here. Thank you for joining me today where healthy doesn't have to be boring, and I'm going to show you how today. We are going to make a sausage sweet potato strata. So if you have never had this before, it's basically a French toast type casserole. You can have it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch. It's a great brunch, and you can even have it for dinner. We are going to start with, you just need an Italian bread. The Italian bread I'm using today, I just had these left over. They're almost hoagie rolls versus a loaf of Italian bread. Doesn't even matter, that's what we can do. We can use whatever we have in the kitchen. So we're gonna go ahead and cube this up and get it ready. But before we get any further, I wanna let you know this is 336 calories per serving. It's savory, it's delicious, it's filling. I'm going to accompany it with an endive and goat cheese salad. So you can do whatever you want on the side with this. Go ahead and whip this together. It takes a little bit of time to cook, but it comes out incredible. If you want to make it ahead, you can do that as well and reheat it in the oven. Tip on that, bring it to room temperature before you do so it heats all the way through. But why are we talking about reheating? We need to make it now. So let's get cooking. Okay, this recipe is for 4 servings, so I'm going to use 6 ounces of these hoagie roll, Italian loaf, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to cut it. Ideally, we want 1-inch cubes. And so just go ahead and get chopping and cut it up. And your cubes don't have to be perfect, but yep, about a 1-inch cube. If you don't want to cut it, you can go ahead and tear it as well. Works just the same. Totally effective. The next thing we need to do is we're going to put all of this single layer on a baking sheet, and we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. You can stir it a couple times and see, just as long as they're dry and crisp. We're going to need 8 ounces of a sweet potato. And you're going to fork it, and just so it can go in the microwave and not explode. Actually, it won't explode, but that would be funny. So just go ahead and fork some holes in it, put it on a paper towel, and we're going to go about 8 minutes in the microwave on high heat. This is 6 ounces of chicken breakfast sausage. I chose buffalo style, so I wanted a little bit of that spice and heat. And I take them out of the casing because I really just want to crumble this and make it easy. So this is in a pan over medium-high heat. We're just going to crumble this until it's nice and browned. And as soon as we get it all cooked through, we're going to go ahead and set it aside. And this is looking really good. I'm going to pull this from the heat, and we don't need this anymore, so we're going to go ahead and turn this off. We're going to go back to our sweet potato. We're going to peel that skin after you've microwaved it. Let it cool a little bit. And we're going to peel all that skin off. Should come off super, super easy. And then we're going to chop it into small cubes. Looks like I overcooked mine just a tiny bit, but it's still soft and delicious. So cube it up and chop, chop, chop. And we're going to go ahead and set this aside as well. I know sometimes these can be called yams as well, but I chose the orange ones. I think they're actually called yams, but sweet potato, yam, yada yada. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and take our breadcrumbs that we made, our bread cubes. We're going to put them in a large bowl. We're going to get all those in there, and then we're going to take that chopped sweet potato that we got all fixed up. We're going to add that to the bowl. And we are going to add only half of our chicken sausage that we've already previously browned. You're going to save half of it for later. That looks about right. And we have 3/4 of a cup of cheese here, but we're only going to use half of this, and we're going to sprinkle this on top. Set that aside. Here comes our wet ingredients. I use 2% milk for this. And we're going to add this to a bowl. We're going to need 2 cups of this milk. And again, the 2%, that's where I'm saving in the fat and calories on things. You don't need the whole milk in this recipe. And there are our 2 cups. Perfect. Okay, in here I have a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to add that to our wet mix. And then I like a little crushed black pepper, cracked black pepper on this. And we want basically a 1/4 teaspoon. And then this is where we're going to quickly crack 5 whole eggs into this mix. So this is where it's like a French toast. We're making an egg and milk bath for it. Once we get these all cracked, we're going to go ahead and mix it up really good. Make sure you have each of those yolks broken up and stirred in really nice. And as this is all ready, we're going to go ahead and pour it over the top of the bread cube, sweet potato, sausage cheese mixture. Get it all in there. And our goal here is to make sure that each one of those bread cubes is going to get soaked and soggy and sop up all that yummy egg mixture that we made. So stir it up really nice, and then we're going to let this sit for about 20 minutes or to overnight. 20 minutes is totally fine. And make sure everybody's coated. Now this is an 8 by 8 inch baking dish. I'm going to put a little cooking spray over the top of this, and we're going to go ahead and spoon that entire mixture into our pan. Looks delicious. It smells so fall-like. All the yummy flavors. Okay, we're going to smooth this out now. And this is where we're going to go ahead and grab the remaining of our chicken sausage, and we're going to sprinkle this over the top nice and evenly. Don't drop anybody. And then we're also going to grab that remaining cheese that we had, and we're going to sprinkle that over the top. You can use Monterey Jack cheese. This is a mixture of cheddar cheese, Monterey Jack. You can really use, I mean, you could even put Swiss over this, really. That would be really good. Swiss and eggs is really great. All right, I'm going to take a piece of foil, and I'm going to spray a little cooking spray over the top of that as well, because if it puffs up a little bit, I don't want to lose any of that cheese stuck to my tin foil. Cover this nice and tight, and this is going to go in the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. At 30 minutes, we're going to pull that foil off. Ooh, it looks so good. And we're going to put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes. Gorgeous. All right, here is 1/4 of that strata, and you can see it's a great serving. And we're going to take some maple syrup and drizzle this, oh, so perfectly, right over the top of the strata. So we have our sweet, we have our savory, we have our little bit of heat from that sausage, and of course cheese makes everything nice. Gorgeous. Bon appetit. Okay, in a quick amount of time, we did it again. One hot bite. Sweet potato sausage strata. So we have eggs and bread and that awesome buffalo chicken sausage. So I really wanted to balance that sweet and savory, sweet potatoes and a little maple syrup. We're gonna give this a taste. I wanna make sure I get a piece of sausage in this so I can really get that sweet and spicy. That is so delicious. This is one hot bite. So have a wonderful day. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. And we're gonna make an incredible vegetarian sandwich that will satisfy even you meat eaters. So I'll see you then.